Hello, it's Ron here down here at the beach here in Ocean City, New Jersey. You can see it behind me in the background here, trying to keep the sun at the proper height and direction here. So what are we doing here today in Ocean City? Beautiful Ocean City, New Jersey here. We're down here to test the Air 2S, the DJI Air 2S with the RC control. We just got firmware yesterday that made the two devices compatible. So we're going to test flight and see how they do, if this is a combo worth getting or not. All right, stay tuned. All right, this is the gear we're going to be using today here. This is the DJI Air 2S, the DJI RC controller, and here is the Start RC carry bag. And why this is in there is because I have a customized hard case from Start RC to hold my Air 2S, but it will not fit the DJI RC controller. But this case, which is actually meant for the Mavic 3, is also perfect for holding this combination of gear. So I will talk more about this case at the desktop portion of the video, but let's get this flight going and see how we make out here. So we had our Wi-Fi on, and we got our maps and everything locked in here, so it's covered great here. I got the Firmware Needed 32 filter on here. All right, so we're in 4K 30. All right, we're running our screen recording here on the Air 2S. We got Choose Air 2S here in the this window here. Inconsistent firmware. It says this every darn time. And I flew the Air 2S. I flew the DJI RC with another drone, the Mini 3 Pro. So that's why I have to do this whenever you switch back and forth between a drone. Some people say it's an easier way to do it, but I never figured out because I don't do it enough. So okay, we're going to change bound device here, because if you don't and you had a flyaway, it won't be covered by the DJI carry refresh program. So we're going to confirm here for the binding. There's a couple details there. I don't know if any of my emails there. Maybe I'll get rid of that. Okay. So it was successful. I'll leave my email in there, because if you want to contact me on anything drone related, go ahead and email me. But okay, so we're going to get our histogram set here. Now we're filming in 4K 30, and we have the Firmware 32 ND filter on here today, because it's extremely bright day. I don't want the shutter going crazy, so let's make sure our return to home height is okay there. It's plenty high enough, probably too high. Max flight altitude is under 400 feet. Compass and IMU look normal here. They don't not asking to be calibrated. Battery levels look good here. We're just checking our settings here, because we did do the firmware update, so you want to always check your settings here to make sure it did kind of zero anything out or put anything back to factory standards. And subject tracking, let's leave that in case you want to track something, maybe a boat or a surfer or something like that. I don't think a surfer would be big enough, but we could track a boat, or if a beach buggy went down the beach, maybe we could track that. So okay, place aircraft in level surface. We're going to calibrate the compass. It's always good to calibrate your compass, and always good to calibrate everything after a firmware update. But I want to make sure I get the gimbal calibrated here, because I don't want the shake, the crooked horizon to haunt us on this flight here. Remote controller firmware install. Yes, we have to install. You have to update all your batteries. If you have more than one battery, put each battery in the drone after you do the initial update, and let each battery get its update done. So let's go in here and check the settings here. We got a histogram on, which is good. We got our grid lines on. I only use the histogram. I don't have the peaking or overexposure warning on. I do all that through the histogram here. White balance, I like to get it about 5,600 there. So, and keep it on manual so it doesn't change throughout the flight. We're going to put our stuff on the SD card rather than the internal storage. That's good there. And of course, we'll do a little cast recording there too. So, okay, I think everything looks good for takeoff here. We do have 19 satellites. We have 88% on the battery here. waste some time getting all this stuff set up, get our histogram in the right spot, and we'll use the kind of automatic takeoff up arrow there you see on the screen on the left hand side, kind of to the left of the histogram there. But set 4K 30. You can see all that in the pro settings there. Okay, what the DJI RC does, it always turns off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth when the drone takes off. So that's so you have a better signal connection between the drone and the controller. Now, what you want to do, I had Wi-Fi on before, so that allowed my maps to cache ahead of time. So I do have maps. If you did not cache maps ahead of time, if you're in an area where you've never flown before, you may not have maps. So, okay. So far, everything is looking good. The horizon is very level here. The video looks outstanding here. You get the perfect blue sky there, and we got a little action down here. Let's go up and explore and see what's going on down here in the beach here, because it's a nice day out here, but it's certainly not a swim on the beach day, or even probably sit in your chair. Using a zoom here, the Air 2S has a nice digital zoom on it. I mean, not lossless, of course, but good enough for anything but professional work. I believe that is the Ocean City High School surf team there, down there in their wetsuits. They're running around down there. So I'm going to go up, but I'm not going to go over them, of course. Again, I'm just guessing here, but I think that's the high school surf team. So again, I will, I'm zoomed in a little. I'm not anywhere near being over them. I'm over at an empty beach. So we'll check. You can tell their kids. Look at all that energy, running in the water there, running in the cold water. They got their wetsuits on, of course. And that water's probably not that cold. I mean, it's probably, it's probably the same temperature the air is. I mean, today's like, I don't know, about a 65-degree day. So the water's probably about the same temperature. So that's pretty good. But look how good the video quality is on this thing here. This is absolutely beautiful camera on the Air 2S. I mean, I got to admit, once I got the Mini 3 Pro this spring, I kind of forgot about the Air 2S. I really didn't fly it much this summer, so I'm forgetting how good. It looks like the surf team's done there. It looks like they're all kind of walking back. So let's go down the beach here backwards a little bit. We can fly backwards. This drone does have backwards facing sensors, plus there's nothing to hit over the water anyway. So that's the little amusement park there, that little castle thing there with the dragons hanging off the side. I'm going to say that's Wonderland, something like that or whatever. And you see the big Ferris. We see the high school football field behind the Ferris. So we're not going to go anywhere over there because it is a school day, and I think people over there in the fields. We're going to stay right over here, over the ocean here. This is Class G airspace, and no flight restrictions today. So let's get in here and look at some of the, trying to find some of the changes here. So, okay, we're going to take a photo here. Just overall trying to see how good it works with this new DJI RC controller rather than the old RN1 controller that came with the drone. This drone will also work with the RC Pro. So okay, we're going to use Smart Photo here, and I'm going to go into the settings here, and we're looking for what are we looking for here? Oh, we had to take subject scanning off. You cannot do what I want to do here as far as tapping the subject. So we don't really, if we're going to track something later on, we will turn subject tracking back on. So anyhow, so yeah, you don't want that on. It hinders some of the other capabilities of the drone. Okay, so let's tap the focus there, and also tap for our exposure. Look at the histogram. I don't want too much on the right side of the histogram. I don't want to clip my highlights because it's hard to recover. So we're going to get it. Okay, now we're really clipping the highlights. See how that's really clipped at where the left side, the peaking went real high. So it's kind of touchy here. This is not the processor in this thing is not as powerful as your cell phone. So you have to, it's a little delay here. So that looks about perfect. We don't have hardly any clipping on the right-hand side. So that should get us a good fit. So we're going to tap the focus once again. And we took a set of bracketed photos there. So we have a properly exposed and overexposed and underexposed. And I'm not sure about that order, but that's the 3 photos you get. All right. So let's explore around here a little bit more. It looks like those kids have all left the beach now. They have all left now. So I had a little bit of waves today, not too great a waves. So okay, let's take another photo. We're going to use that. That building's called the Gardens down there, the high rise. We're going to use that as our kind of focal point there. We're going to tap that, and then we'll line our histogram up. Let's switch to a little video here. So you see the focal length changes there when you switch from photo to a video there. So our histogram is looking real good there. We don't have any clipping to the right, and the shadows on the left look good. So let's go on down here. Oh, I'm wrong. The surf team's still in the water there. There they are down there. Yep, they're waiting for their set there. So go and fly over the jetty here, and these other things beyond the jetty. I think they're outfall pipes here. That's the Army Corps of Engineers use these outfall pipes to get rid of the water from the streets if they have flooding. It's a kind of a complicated system. So yeah, I mean this thing's flying beautifully with the DJI RC controller. I mean, what can I say? I'm kind of in a semi-shaded area, but the screen looks great on here. So let's put it in cine and do a little orbiting around there. Of course, cine lets the drone fly much slower. Now I'm going to zoom in as I'm circling around, kind of give you a maybe a parallax effect. Not really, but it gives you sort of a cool effect here. I can't think of the word for the zooming in at the same time as you're moving, but and you have a nice scroll wheel on this drone on this controller to do that, to zoom in smoothly. So that's a big advantage of having scroll wheels on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. You got one scroll wheel to control your gimbal pitch and another scroll wheel to control your zoom. So, okay, let's go back the other way again here. Now we're going into a little bit more exposure there. So the histogram, you see the 2 mountains there. It's a little trickier going this direction. And that's the music pier you see to the right there. There's the music pier going back over the jetty, and it looks like there's 2 more outfall pipes up ahead here. Now I'm going to show you my maps here, and we did cache the maps in, so we do have maps. You see that now? That blue dot is where I'm at, and the thing that looks like a kind of a airplane is the drone, and I'm pointing it at myself. So if I fly it to the blue dot, it will come home to me. So I'm I'm standing right in that gazebo there. I guess you'd call it a gazebo. And you see Ocean City. You see the old energy plant in the background there. I think that's shut down now. That was zoomed back out again. We were zoomed in. So you see how well those maps work here. Now we're back to Wonderland again here. So we'll kind of do a scroll down, fly sideways down the boardwalk there. This is the boardwalk in good old Ocean City, New Jersey there. Again, you see it's kind of deserted. It's been a really nice day, but it's just the end of October here, and people just stopped coming down. These probably mostly locals down here walking, maybe a few out-of-towners, but a lot of locals this time of year. So here we're really close to the music pier here, kind of a there's this pier, and then there's the fishing pier down about a mile south of here. So that's the 2 piers in Ocean City. We probably won't get to the fishing pier on this trip, but so we'll do our kind of slow orbit around the pier here in our city mode here, and we're going to get to city mode in a few minutes because they made some adjustments to the city mode in this update. This update for the Air 2S really only got you 2 things here. It got you the capabilities to work with the DJI RC controller, which people have been wondering since the day this controller came out. And number 2 was allowed you to change your expo in city mode, which we will get to in a few minutes here. So, but again, The signal, you see my signal strength up there in the top right hand corner. I got the 5 bars. I got a really strong signal, even though I'm going different directions. This controller works like it was made for the Air 2S. So I'm very happy with the performance of this controller. My very first flight with the Air 2S and the DJI RC controller. So, okay, let's tap the focus there here and check my histogram. We're gonna see if we can get it a little bit better there. Okay, there we go. I think right there. Oops. Okay, trying to get rid of all the clipping, on the left-hand side. And when I say by clipping, let me turn that in layman's terms. The highlights, I don't want to blow the highlights out on these. We're going to switch the photos here. Sorry, I always do that. I always leave it in video mode and get the shot set up for a photo and then realize, oh, I got to put it in photo mode, and that changes the whole aspect ratio and everything. The colors, the exposure, they all look different in the different modes between photo and video here. So let me go back and redo all my stuff again and get the shot. All right, so that's a really good shot of the music pier there. And right around that music pier, underneath that music pier, there'd be like hundreds of people there if this is summer or even a 80-degree day. But so today's a day. It's about 65 today. It's a little bit of a breeze blowing. There is a breeze blowing today, but the Air 2S is one of the best drones I have for fighting the wind. Probably, right up there with the Mavic 3. Mavic 3 is the best, but the Air 2S is the second best in flying in heavy winds. So you see some of the zoom there. Got zoomed in for video there. And the nice digital zoom on this thing. I know my friend Marcus Crawford always says he likes the digital zoom on this better than he does the Mavic 3. So we're testing that out here. And let's just fly backwards again. Kind of a backing away shot of the pier and then come in and maybe kind of sweep right over top of like a cinematic, effect right over top of the music pier. There we go. And then you see the boardwalk to the left again there. We'll kind of get over above the dunes here, or the berm as some people call it. Fly on down. There's like nobody. Of course, nobody's allowed on the dune. So just watch them for coming the crosswalks. Okay, I'm in that around that little gazebo there. And there's the Wonderland amusement park again. And I wonder if you hope you can see in the video they have like dragons crawling up the side of the building there. So there's got a nice Ferris wheel back there. That thing, they still light that up all year round. Like it's a good thing to get photos of. It was getting late. And that's the Ocean City High School football field behind you there. I'm going to stay far away from that since there's kids out there, I think now, either a game or practicing or something. So, yeah, so again, there wasn't a whole lot of upgrades here as far as features, for the Air 2S on its update here. But just to confirm that this is flying perfectly with the with the controller, the RC, the DJI RC controller. It's just great news. If you have this controller for another drone, go ahead and bind it with the the Air 2S. Do all your updates. Update the controller, and then update the Air 2S. And then you have to bond them together, which I showed you in a previous video here. And I will link that below, how to get everything bound and updated up here. But once you get that done, I mean, this is such a good experience. And if you do not have the DJI RC controller, like if you don't have the Mini 3 Pro or anything like that, so this is for $309. This is a heck of a buy for the Air 2S, not to have to use your phone or tablet anymore because of, if you have an iPhone, they dim in the heat and the sun. This doesn't, it's 700 nits, but it doesn't dim. And, you don't have to, connect it. You don't have to put a tablet mount on it for using an iPad mini or even if you're using that triple tech, you don't have to mount it, cable it, all that. You just turn it on, bind it, and go, whatever. Of course, once you have it bound next time, you don't have to do that. You just turn it on, wait for your sats to come in, and take off. So expo settings for cine there. Let's see if it's under safety. Probably safety, maybe, let's see, upward gimbal rotation, gimbal settings, gimbal calibration, RC calibration. How about under advanced? Power off aircraft and calibrate remote control. Okay, there we go. Here is the expo settings, and now we're in cine. So these are probably the default here, the .25 on throttle down, throttle left, and brake left. So let's see if we can adjust these here a little bit here, so we can kind of slow the motions down. Okay, normal. See, normal have my custom settings. I believe they were my custom settings because apparently you could not adjust the cine ones before. I mean, I don't recall that, just because I probably haven't been in these settings for, a year. So let's kind of slow down the backward and forward right and backward left a little bit to give us a little more kind of cinematic flying. Okay, we got it. I think we got it as like slow as it'll go now, or, oops. It's kind of hard to pull these things because it's a delayed reaction, because like I said, if you're used to using a phone, even the RC Pro, as good as this controller is, it doesn't have the processing chip that the your phone would have. If you have a modern phone, like if you have the latest iPhone, for instance, which I do, it doesn't have the processor speed. So I guess we'll just leave it like that for now and see what that does for us. But again, it's good to know you can now control your expo settings in the cine mode in the Air 2S. So I mean, I know it's not a major update. Nobody's gonna do somersaults over it, but it's nice that it's there. So okay, so that's it for the for this video here, video review of the Air 2S with the RC DJI RC controller. Yeah, there it is. Look at the that screen is, it's worth its weight in gold there. I mean, it's not as good as the RC Pro, but it's certainly a big improvement over using a dimming smartphone such as the iPhone 12, 13, 14 series of phones there. So, and just the effect, just that you don't have to get everything plugged in, wired up, put tablet mount in, all that stuff. It just helps you get in the air faster, and get going. So, I really recommend this controller for anybody who is becoming frustrated with their, their phones, using their phone or their tablets with their, with their standard RN controller. I didn't have any signal issues here. I mean, some people claim that they had signal issues with this controller when it came out. DJI's made DJI's done a lot of updates, with the drone. So. I don't have any issues, but I'm not a range tester either. So range testers, I guess, if you want to know about the range, go to the channels that almost exclusively do range tests. So all right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video over here at Ron Brown's YouTube channel, where we cover a lot of drone gear. And if you did, give me the old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Ring that bell notification so you'll see more videos I post about the latest DJI firmware updates. And we got the new Mavic 3 Classic coming next week, so we'll have a lot of coverage on that drone. We probably won't buy it because we own the original Mavic 3, which is a better drone because it has a zoom on it, but I'm sure at the price of this new class is going to sell a lot of drones here. So and I'm going to leave links down below to all the stuff I talk about in the video. So if you can help the channel out by using one of those links to purchase something from Amazon.com, where I get a small commission, I appreciate it. So okay, see you on the next one, folks.